Okay, so I was supposed to talk about anxiety like weeks ago, but I had actual anxiety because of school, and then I got sick, so here it is. I literally don't have on makeup except for mascara. The real me. I'm not gonna edit this, so sorry, bear with me. Okay, so I'm just gonna touch really quickly on anxiety and then like gym anxiety and how I get through those. My anxiety started, take a breath, Shelby. My anxiety started probably when I was 18. I have talked about that in my last video. My coach decided to make me swim 100 fly, and I didn't swim butterfly. So I was like, ugh. That was my first panic attack, and I was in such good shape that I literally held my breath for like a minute and something seconds. I'm slow. But I got out of the pool, and he was like, you didn't even breathe. And I was just like, I mean, I couldn't anyway, so what's it matter? But anxiety for me, I love when people are like, oh, like it's all in your head. Like it definitely is, but it gets to a point where you have panic disorder, and I definitely had panic disorder at one point in time. And like I would literally think about having anxiety and I'd just get it, which is panic disorder. I was on Zoloft for 9 months, and I do not recommend this. Also, I should have prefaced the beginning of this video with anything that I say is what has worked for me. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in med school. I'm not going to med school. So take all of this with a grain of salt, and you need to figure out what works for you. Maybe this will work for you, maybe it won't. Run it by your doctor, you know, research it for yourself, but always go to therapy if you feel like you need it. And I'm not your therapist and I'm not your doctor. That's very important to me that people know that before they watch this stuff, because I do not consider myself a highly qualified, educated person. You need to go to someone who is. So I took Zoloft for 9 months. It actually gave me like freaky thoughts, made me super depressed. I was like thinking of weird ways to kill myself, and I was like, so bottom line is SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which are antidepressants, do not work for me because I don't actually have depression. I only had anxiety, and that rush of cortisol would give me depression the next day because I'd be depleted. And then I'm sure my thyroid's depleted just over the years from having so much anxiety. So I took Zoloft, it didn't work. And then I tried birth control. That actually worked for me. So if you're a guy, you know, figure out what you need. But if you're a girl, maybe birth control will work for you. I do get little like random bursts of anxiety every now and then, but for the most part, mine's really under control. Just, you know, I tried different medicines until one worked for me. And also I'm just really patient with myself. Like when it comes, I'm like, oh, like we know what this is. I'm 24 now, so I've had it for 6 years. And I'm just like, all right, you know what this is. And like, you know, just breathe through it. It's uncomfortable. It's never going to be like an easy thing to deal with, but you know, I can get through it at this point. And also when I get those rushes, like I know it's not normal, but I can just be like, no. And it goes away, which is huge. And that's also my medicine helping me too. That's not all me. And I'm fully aware of that. So with anxiety, I do recommend medicine if yours is, you know, inhibiting your life. That's not a fun way to live. And I don't want anyone to feel that way. I personally think that medicine for anxiety is a great thing, especially if it's leading to depression and, you know, just depleting your quality of life. So please go see a doctor and try something out. You know, make sure you do your own research because they're very quick to just hand you a prescription and it could have side effects. Like they wanted to give me Xanax, and Xanax can make you have Alzheimer's sooner, so you could be 60 years old with Alzheimer's because you took Xanax when you were in your 20s and you didn't actually need it. So medicine is the first thing. The second thing is exercise. If you can go to the gym, that's perfect. If you can't, do some yoga, you know, get your heart rate up, get some endorphins, go for a walk your dog, just get outside, ride a bike. You know, you don't have to have like 6-pack abs and be like shredded, but you need to get outside and, you know, get your heart rate up and get your body and your mind like, you know, in a healthy place. And exercise is like the #1 way that I do that. Like I can literally get on the treadmill and in 15 minutes my anxiety's gone, and that's a blessing. I love that. So talk to your doctor, get on medicine, exercise, And then third, another thing I did was journaling. I don't know if a lot of people like that, but it just helped me to just get out like how I was feeling and why, just to see it on paper, and then I could be like, it's not a big deal. So those are 3 things I did to overcome anxiety. And just, I want to just add a fourth. Most of the time, the things that I was anxious about were really stupid. Like, let's say I had to call JEA, which is, you know, the electricity company here in Jacksonville. I would literally get a panic attack over that and not do it for a week. And then, like, my power would get shut off because I was afraid to talk to some person I don't know on a phone. And that was years ago. For like 2 years, I haven't struggled with that because one day I was just like, let's just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off. And so I would call, and, you know, it would be so easy and simple that I was like, you made that such a big deal. Like, I make mountains out of molehills all the time, and that's where my anxiety comes from. So just, you know, if they're little things, like, you know, you need to do your laundry or blah, 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 and I'm talking about anxiety, not depression. It's a whole different video. If you're getting anxiety about that, just know that 1, your anxiety is going to go away when you do it, and 2, it's really not that hard, and nothing's going to happen to you. I'd always give myself an out. Like, let's say the lady starts yelling at you, worst case scenario, like, you hang up on that bit. Just move on with your day. So that's one way I got out of my anxiety. You know, the tunnel before you go into New York, my mom and I were sitting in a taxi, and she's claustrophobic, bless her heart, and she just looked at me and she was like, don't you have anxiety? Isn't this freaking you out? I was like, I will hop out of this car and I will run over all these cars to get out of here. I always have a way out. If I'm stuck on the inside of a booth and it starts to make me nervous, I'm like, I'm stuck. I'll crawl under the table. I'll jump over the table. You know, that just, knowing that I have an out and a way to get out of there has always helped me. So those are things I do to calm myself down. But, you know, that's about it. This one's a lot shorter than normal. I should probably make notes and, like, you know, do my hair and makeup and try a little harder. But I just really don't care about those things. Sorry. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, DM me. I'm always here. Hopefully my videos will get, like, prettier and, like, look better as the months go on. I'm trying really hard. I'm not tech savvy, so if you have any advice, that would be awesome. I'm literally recording this on my phone. I hope it's, like, good enough. But if it's not, you know, constructive criticism, I'm always open to it. Anyways, hope this helps some of you guys. Words are hard. Cute, Shelbs. And that is all.